Hi everyone, this is Martha with KeySet, and today I would like to show you how I grade my students' essays online using KeySet. So the first thing I do is go to getkeyset.com and create a keyboard for this specific essay. This is what it looks like when I'm editing and revising my keyboard. And because it is so extensive, and I firmly believe in giving students that are emerging writers a lot of feedback and guidance, KeySet allows you actually to print out a cheat sheet. So I print this out, I put it down next to me when I'm grading my essays, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so here is my sample essay. I'm going up to my Google Chrome extension and I'm hitting, you can see this is the same keyboard, and I'm enabling KeySet. So after each section of the essay, I am inserting these tables that I made. And you could see I went a little tiny bit overboard with the emojis, but the students really enjoyed it, so. And this is my counter argument rebuttal. I have my cheat sheet right next to me. I'm referencing, and my conclusion. So if you look at these keyboards, you'll notice on the left-hand side is constructive criticism or areas of growth. And on the right-hand side are kudos, you did a great job, feedback. All right? So in this particular essay, I noticed on their hook sentence, they're using a personal pronoun and a contraction, which are two big no's in formal writing. And also the second sentence of their plot summary is a little bit vague. Great job on their transition and their thesis. And yet I noticed on their thesis, there was an issue with verb tense consistency. So I'm going to be inserting this feedback. I want to just say something about there are certain elements of an essay that are more complex. So I decided to make a list of everything that could possibly go wrong with this specific element. And then next to the issue that the student had with this element, just put a little arrow. Now, remember, the whole purpose of KeySet is to save time and not to be typing. And so this little arrow allows you to do just that. Okay, I am going to give them their feedback on their verb tense consistency. Here's what they did well, was their transition and their thesis, despite the fact that they had a verb tense issue. Now, I would like to pause here very briefly and just say at the beginning of the school year, I always give my students audio feedback in the form of just short little videos that I created just using a PowerPoint slide and a screencast. So I just want you to see what those look like. So I have my students plug in, they have their paper in front of them, and then they're listening to my audio feedback. This one I think is about thesis statement. So if they click on it, it just comes up to this short screencast video that I made. Okay, I also use Schmoop videos, and I put those on. I have the students listen to these Schmoop videos. Maybe I'll have them do some kind of a worksheet or something, and that could just be a hard copy. And that way I know that they're practicing and I'm reteaching these issues. Okay, so I do that at the beginning of the school year. Now I'm looking at the second body paragraph. Nice job on the topic sentence, quote introduction, strong evidence cited, and yet their analysis, it seems like they're just defining the propaganda technique. So I'm going to give this feedback. Excellent job on the evidence, and their analysis is an area of growth for them. Wow, this next body paragraph is not developed at all. And yet they did a really nice job on their topic sentence. So I'm going to give them that feedback. I need for their quote intro, it should be about 3 sentences in length, giving specific context. Let's just see. The evidence they're cited was only 3 words long. So we discussed that in class, how it's not as effective. And yet they did an excellent job on their analysis in this body paragraph. Here's my counter argument rebuttal. It looks like they used a sentence starter, which is excellent. And yet I do like a 2-sentence counter argument. So I'm going to note that in their feedback. And excellent job on their rebuttal. I'm reading their conclusion. Wow, this is really well done. One colleague of mine, and we shared keyboards with each other, has developed this beautiful little, let's see, what is it? It's the trophy. And so if everything over here, there's no feedback that where they need an area of growth, it's just all you did every element correct, you get a trophy. And so I had no idea how much the students would enjoy just getting this cute little trophy. So I love that. I throw in their grade at the bottom. And now I want to talk about the power of the GIF. Now, I just was going to Giphy and throwing on some, like if the students did really well, I was throwing on like awesome or funny minions clapping or this awesome possum at the bottom of their papers. And then I realized after the kids found out, like, hey, I didn't get a GIF, and I felt really bad. So I was like, well, what am I going to do for those students that didn't do well? I can root them on. And so I found a few, which I'm still looking for more, just a few funny GIFs where you're giving the student positive feedback. All right. And finally, I would like to show you, here's what I do when my students are writing on demand on a piece of paper in my classroom. So on a Google Doc, I will insert this table. It's a giant table, and it's just like the tables that I used previously, except it's all together. And I will insert my comments on this table. So on Google Classroom, I'll make a copy for each student. And then as an English language arts teacher, it's super hard not to write on the student's paper. So I probably do underline or maybe put a question mark here or there, but I try to do all my feedback in this table. So the students are reading their essay and then looking at the feedback. And then at the bottom, I have these reflective questions that said, what did you do well? What is an area of continued growth? Compared to the last in-class essay, how did you do? And what might you do next time to better prepare yourself for the writing on demand process? So I think it's powerful for the kids to look back maybe on old essays and the feedback they got and have they improved. And it's just another tool that KEYSET allows us to use. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. I love KEYSET. I've been using it for almost 2 years now, and I find it to be so powerful in giving quality feedback in a short period of time. So this is Martha signing off for KEYSET. Take care.